Hey, my friends, Jeff here from Higher Trust Marketing and 30dayproductprofit.com. Happy to have you guys with me. Hey, have you heard the news? Meta launched Threads yesterday or overnight, actually, on Wednesday night. So it's live Thursday. How many of you, first of all, if you're watching this either on the replay or live, want to know how many of you have jumped onto the platform, first of all? Now, we did first thing yesterday morning just to get a sense for it. Look, I guess the first tip I have for these new platform moves is, a lot of people look at this kind of religiously. They get dedicated, they get ownership in one platform. Maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's anti-Zuckerberg, maybe it's anti-Facebook, maybe it's, they just have reasons, all these reasons, but none of those reasons, if you're into marketing, if you're truly into, getting your message out to the masses, makes any difference. You've got to have a certain level of detachment from the platform, right, to be able to use it properly. Because, look, they're all making a lot of money off you guys, right, off of all of us. And so, if you're going to be a business person, an entrepreneur, a marketing person, you've got to detach your personal beliefs from what can these platforms do for me. So instead of, and that's all part of, we've talked about this before in some of our live streams and podcasts, is moving from a consumer or a consumable subscriber mentality, moving into a publisher mentality, which is instead of what can the platforms do for me, from a personal perspective, and which one do I believe in, it's how can I use the platform to reach the broadest audience that I can with the message that I have. And so that's kind of the first mentality. And I think when you go into a new platform with that perspective, then you gain a whole new sort of way of looking at it and using it. So what did I find? So first of all, if you haven't embarked on Threads yet, first thing you'll notice is it's a separate app. It's not something you can access through Instagram or Facebook at this point, although there's a lot of cross-posting going on. So you will see notifications from people that they've, if you have Instagram followers or Facebook followers, you'll see that they're now on Threads, and they're kind of trying to entice you to move to the new platform. But you will have to download a new app to your phone. When you set it up, there's an option to automatically bring your Instagram followers along with you. So two things with this. First of all, if you've got a good Instagram following, by all means, you want to do this because it's going to give you instant, you're going to become visible to them, they're going to become visible to you, and it gives you an instant audience to tap into and start to engage with instead of starting at zero. However, one cautionary note is that if you are trying out Threads and you think that maybe in the future you want to either stop using it or delete it off your phone or shut your account down, right now at least, the link to your accounts means that if you link it to a major, let's say you've got a major Instagram account that you've been working on for years and you have hundreds or thousands of followers, and you decide to delete your Threads account, it will actually shut down your Instagram account as well. So now there's no reason that you necessarily need to delete. You can just stop using it. So you can stop using Threads. You just don't need to close the account or delete the account, right? So, but if you do, my point is you lose that Instagram account that's linked with it. So keep that in mind when you do decide to link to your Instagram account. It's going to bring your followers in, but also it's going to link to that account. And that means that you can never really get rid of Threads. You can't actually delete the Threads account because it becomes linked with your Instagram account. I hope that makes sense. But leave a comment below if you think you're going to move over to Threads or if you've already tried it. Now, what have I found so far? By and large, it's pretty similar to Twitter, and in fact, as of this morning, there's lots of threats going back and forth from Elon and Zuckerberg about if Elon's going to actually sue Zuckerberg for stealing so much of what's in Twitter. Still a work in progress. They're still adding features. So, for example, in Twitter, you can look at there's two categories in Twitter. There's for you, and then there's just to look at your followers. So you can just look at what your followers are posting or what the algorithm deems you want to see. Right now on Threads, as of this morning, you can only look at what they want, what their algorithm is deeming for you. There is no for you. You can't just look at what your followers are posting. So you're going to see a lot of content Um, so far, I'm not seeing a ton, but they are presenting you with content from people that you don't follow, and you have no choice in the matter, right, of scrolling through that. So they'll change that. It's literally changing by the hour because yesterday I noticed one thing I do is when I post on Twitter today, I often will copy that post and then copy it over to another platform and maybe rejig it, etc., and customize it. But I start with the cut and paste. You couldn't cut and paste from Threads yesterday. This morning you can. So they're obviously changing things on the fly. They are addressing the whole for you versus followers. They say that's top on the feature list. I think it will be done within days. You can do attachments. Right now, you can't do things like carousels. You can't do things like, well, what was a thread in Twitter? Oddly enough, this platform being called Threads. You can't really do that on the Threads platform. But by and large, what I have found is because everyone's attention has drifted to Threads right now, you're going to see a huge bump in engagement over the first couple of days. So yesterday was a madhouse. There were people following me like crazy. We were engaged. There was lots of views on the posts I had. So my advice to you is when you come over, dedicate the first few days to really using the platform. What do I mean by that? I mean, posting, yes. So good idea to probably do between 5 and 10 posts at least in the first day. Think that through maybe a little bit before you do. So, do some interesting things, do some experiential things that people love. Even on Twitter, by the way, they love posts where you have done something and you can give a result, right? That's the kind of stuff that really that goes over well. And then the second thing is engage a lot. So go in, because these are people that you might have followed on Instagram, go in and engage with them right away and show them you're there. And people will follow you based on your engagement. They will see your comments, etc. So just go crazy in terms of, literally spend hours in the first few days on that platform just to get seated. And then I think you'll find that it will die off and it will normalize over the next few days. It's already happened for me on the second day versus the first day. So then you can get into more of a routine where you're not spending all your time on that platform. But right now it's a bit of a gold rush. So you want to get as much attention and sort of build an engaged audience as much as you can over the first, say, 7 to 10 days, and then test the platform. And if it's really not working for you after 7 to 10 days, then you can refocus your attention on another platform or a different technique. But I would advise you, this doesn't happen very often where a new platform launches where you can start with an engaged audience, your Instagram followers, or even if you're starting at zero, you're getting a lot of attention right now. Go where the attention is, really try and dramatically capture that over the next 7 to 10 days. See where it takes you. If it's really working well and it continues to work well, then continue it for another 7 to 10. Kind of go in those tranches. Most of these platforms will level out at least within 30 days. My guess is this one's going to level out faster. That people are going to, you're the most engagement and the most attention. Sorry, that you get is going to be within the first sort of 7 to 10 days. Okay, because there's such a surge of people. It's going to all happen very quickly instead of the slow organic growth of other platforms. Okay, so leave me a comment. Let me know if you're on Threads. You can find us at Higher Trust on Threads. If you want to follow us, we'll follow you back. We'll engage with you. We're just as engaged as everyone else. It's a way to sort of get to know each other a little bit on the platform, get some early engagement, tie you into our followers and us into your followers, etc. So we'll do some dynamic things. That's at Higher Trust. And as you guys are creating products, and the other thing about these platforms, by the way, is you need to have a strategy. You need to eventually want to bring people to your profile and/or the links in your posts, and get people onto a list, have lead generation, create products, move people up in the product chain, and we'll be having obviously that's our main topic, and we cover that over at highertrustmarketing.com. There's a free blog with several podcast episodes, lots of free tips over at that site. And 30dayproductprofit.com is our main coaching site and our main training site for those of you who are ready to get started right now and on your next product or your first product and get that product out in the next 30 days. Okay, so that's it for now. Leave a comment below if you found this interesting. Leave a comment as to whether you're on Threads at this point or you think you're going to. And if not, why not? And if so, what are you seeing so far? And otherwise, we'll be back at you very soon. You guys have an awesome weekend, and talk to you very soon. Bye bye for now.